The courtroom was silent, so silent I could hear my own heartbeat. My father sat 3 rows behind me, hands folded, jaw tight, like he was bracing for impact, and my sister stared straight ahead, pretending I didn't exist. Then the judge leaned forward and asked my father one question, not about loyalty, forgiveness, or money, but about responsibility. Had he ever offered to fix what his pride and joy had broken? The color drained from his face, and in that silence I realized something terrifying and freeing. The truth didn't need me to defend it anymore. I'm Sergeant Emily Carter, United States Army, 29 years old, and 3 weeks ago I sat in a county courtroom wearing civilian clothes that felt like a costume, watching my parents testify against me, not the person who stole my identity or opened credit cards in my name, but against me. If you told me a year ago that my father would call me vindictive for reporting a crime, I would have laughed. I would have said you didn't know my family, that my dad believed in hard work, accountability, and doing the right thing, that my sister was his pride, sure, but not at the expense of truth. I was wrong. It all started with a credit alert while I was on base at Fort Cavazos, waiting for my shift to start. The hallway smelled like industrial cleaner and burnt coffee as I scrolled through emails, half listening to two privates arguing when my phone buzzed. Credit alert, significant change detected. I almost ignored it. My credit score hadn't changed. I tracked my money like my gear, methodical and precise, but something made me tap the notification. The number didn't make sense. 3 months ago, my score was 760. You don't drop 300 points by accident. One card, then another, then another. Capital One, Chase, Discover. Cards I had never opened, maxed balances, missed payments, late fees, total debt, $59,214. I sank to the tile floor, knees giving out. I called the first bank, my voice distant. There has to be a mistake. I didn't open this account. Ma'am, the woman replied, these accounts were opened using your social security number. The billing address is your parents' house. The walls closed in and I asked her to repeat it. Same address, same zip code, the place I grew up, my dad's house. I drove home that weekend with my jaw clenched, asking myself, how long had this been happening? Rachel's car was in the driveway. Memories of childhood flashed, scraped knees, soccer practice, my dad always saying, you'll be fine. I got out. Rachel, how long? My dad sighed. Let's all calm down. How long have you been using my identity? I asked again. Rachel's eyes flicked to my dad. I was going to tell you, she said, shrinking into herself. I just needed time to snap up $59,000. My mom gasped. I turned to her. You knew that was answer enough. My dad tried to explain. She's been struggling, so you stole my life? I asked Rachel. That's not stealing, she shot back. I borrowed it. I'll pay it back. You opened 7 credit cards in my name. That's not borrowing. You're in the Army, she said. Steady paycheck, benefits, you're fine. I laughed sharp and hollow. I'm not fine. My credit is destroyed. I could lose my clearance, my career. This is a felony. Dad held up a hand. That's dramatic. Dramatic, Dad. This is identity theft. He didn't understand. You're strong, Emily. You'll land on your feet. There it was, the sentence that explained everything. I was the one expected to absorb the consequences. The courtroom was tense when the judge arrived. Charges were read. Rachel pled not guilty, shaking. My parents testified, my mother, tears in her eyes, insisting Rachel was a good person, my father, claiming I was resentful, using the case to punish my sister. I sat there, listening to my own father rewrite my life. Then the judge looked up, calm and measured. She didn't need drama. She asked my father, at any point did you offer to repay, cosign, or assume responsibility for your daughter Rachel's debt? Silence. 5 seconds, 10. My mother's breathing quickened. My father stared at the floor. No, he said finally. The judge's words landed. You asked this court to view Sergeant Carter as vindictive, yet you took no steps to mitigate her harm. You expected her to absorb the consequences alone. My mother cried. My father didn't look at her. Rachel's future was now weighed by the law, not family loyalty. Weeks later, restitution began, slowly, steadily, not enough to feel triumphant, but enough to matter. Life didn't magically fix itself. My family didn't reconcile. But the weight was no longer mine alone. Quiet moments helped me rebuild. Therapy helped. My credit crept upward. My career stayed intact. And for the first time in months, I slept through the night without dread pressing on my chest. I learned something essential. Strength isn't absorbing all the falls. Strength is letting people face the consequences of their choices.